On today's Pub Talk, we have some preseason football talk, injuries, suspensions, and holdouts. And we also have some Hard Knocks talk, hops of the week, and 6 beers to round out the show. But before we get to all that, we want to thank our sponsor at Route 11 Chips. Summer brings friends and families together for all kinds of reasons. Summer is running out, so cookouts, parties, and socials, or maybe you're just planning a big summer bash or running out as well. You're going to need some snacks, and go to a store and get Route 11 Chips because they've been chipping away since 1992. With their secret recipe and superior ingredients, their mission is to make an outstanding product in a safe and clean environment. If you haven't tried their chips, you don't know what you're missing. Quality and flavor packed into every bag. So stop in at your local Giant, Martin's, or Food Line and pick up a bag today. All right, let's get this thing started. Alrighty, welcome back to Pub Talk, brought to you by Route 11 Chips. We have another special guest here with us today. We have Coach B on the show with us here, along with Coach, of course. And we only have 3 people on the show, unfortunately, today. But we're going to have a great old time.
Under the weather again.
I guess so.
Boy's got a problem, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's spending too much time in his bed, I guess.
He looked fine to me when I saw him.
Yeah.
I know.
He just had to get up. His mother got on his ass about getting a shower, so.
God forbid you want to smell nice for people, I guess. So, very interesting week of sports, especially because football is back. Now we had a full week of preseason, if you want to call it a full week. A couple days of good football. If you want to call it good football, it is preseason, so no one gives a shit about preseason. And it's mainly for the players who don't really have a chance to make the team. But what was the real question? We wanted to see how these quarterbacks that came out of the first round do in their first preseason game.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at the first guys, obviously, the first player taking a draft, Kyler Murray. And then I think when we consider Daniel Jones, the fact that he was so maligned and ridiculed by a lot of people, you almost have to talk about him. And then probably one of the better guys, especially in college, from the college game, and especially what he did as a senior, is Dwayne Haskins of the Skins. Those are 3 top guys that you got to take a look at. We'll
50
talk about
touchdowns,
them.
you should be a first-round draft.
Yeah, you should be a first-round guy. And
how many you threw this week?
None.
None. Yeah.
You're roasting your own team, man.
Gotta call it.
Yeah. Call it like it is. That's just the way it's got to be. So who you want to start with?
So I want to start with the Giants. I mean, Daniel Jones was the biggest question the entire draft. It's like, why in the hell would the Giants take as the 6th pick Daniel Jones when you have a guy like Haskins, when you have better guys other than Daniel Jones, who was, by all accounts, a very mediocre quarterback at Duke. And what did he do? Well, oh, boy. Well, he had a great first drive, and then he was taken out the game. He was 5 of 5 for 67 yards and a touchdown. Got a perfect quarterback rating, but that doesn't count as a perfect quarterback rating unless you
So when you go back and you
game.
look at what he was doing, though, he put the ball where it needed to be. I mean, I didn't see anything that when you watch the throws and stuff like that, you got to say to yourself, just like we talked about last week, is when these teams come out there, the coach has expectations for the team executing a play. So you have this offense that you're trying to get off the ground, and you put your team out there, and can this young player, Daniel Jones, go out there, get the play call correct, and execute the play? And if you look at what he did,
he did tall. Okay.
Yeah, he did a great job.
He put the ball where I know exactly what he did.
A couple of throws were very, very sharp and right on the money. I mean, you couldn't the people that ridiculed the Giants and Daniel Jones for playing.
Well, he is a very picture doppelganger of Eli Manning. If you look at, he gives the stink eye whenever he looks into the sun, just like Eli Manning does. So he looks exactly like him.
Yeah, I always call that smelling shit because it looks like Eli. Gets that look on his face like he just smelled shit.
Oh my God, I just pooped myself.
He never smiles either.
No. And when he does, it's always like, oh man, is he gonna fart or what? Because he gets that weird look on his face. I don't know what it is about Eli.
His brother doesn't do. Peyton never does that, and it's just an Eli trademark, man.
So where are we going next?
Okay, we'll go Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Number 1 overall pick goes to Arizona. He's going to be with Cliff Kingsbury, former Texas Tech head coach. comes out for, I assume it was one drive because
Yeah.
6 of 7 for 44 yards, and that was it. He was taken out.
Right.
And he literally looked like a midget running out of the tunnel compared to everybody else who was running out of the tunnel.
Yeah, he did look small.
relate.
He did look small.
He really looked just like one of the little rascals running out onto the field.
Who let that kid on the field?
Yeah, and I don't know how he sees over the offensive lineman, honestly. It must be I don't know how a short quarterback like that does that.
Yeah.
But Kyler Murray can make plays regardless.
I'll tell you what, he just puts himself, his feet put him in the best possible position to make the throw. And then when he throws the ball, it looks like it just flips right out of his hand. You know, it's just so effortless.
He was going to be a professional baseball player at one point, so
you know, he
got to imagine that
he can just flat out rip the ball. You know, but the same thing as Daniel Jones is with Kyler Murray is, can he run this offense? And there's a lot of questions about whether a Kingsbury-style air raid offense can fit in the NFL, and can you be successful with it?
I mean, we saw that with Chip Kelly a couple years ago, them trying this air raid type of offense.
Right.
Yeah, it worked, but it doesn't help when you don't have a defense. So you need that. There's two sides to the ball there.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, did he look smooth and under control?
I liked his escapability.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
feet. That's his feet. You know, they're
he
going
was
to be
smart.
magic for him.
It was smart. He took a sack one time that, probably like Dwayne probably would have tried to force a pass, but he decided to eat it and showed a little bit of
It's
maturity.
okay to get sacked in situations, but
Sure.
I really think
Sure.
quarterbacks don't understand that.
Well, we talk about that at our level. You know, hey, don't throw the ball to the other team. You know, throw it out of bounds.
That
take
usually
a sack,
is what ends up happening.
Because that's the whole idea, is to live to play another down. Let's play another down. You know, if it's on second down or whatever, it's third down, we can still punt the ball, and then we can play defense. We didn't turn the ball over, and that's smart for a young quarterback like that. You know, when you watch Mahomes, you know, his escapability is ridiculous. You know, and he makes risky throws, but so far they've paid off. But Kyler Murray, I don't think he's cut in that same mold as him. He's got great arm strength, and his feet are going to help him out tremendously. It remains to be seen if Kingsbury's offense will be one of those things that you can do in the NFL on a regular. I don't know. So.
And then you finally have Dwayne Haskins, who didn't have the best showing.
No.
But I was very disappointed, honestly, with seeing his showing because I spoke very highly of him.
Right.
I just had to catch myself for speaking highly of a Redskins player. And, he went 8 of 14 for 117 yards and 2 interceptions, and one was gone for a pick six.
Yeah.
One was brought back.
Yeah. The pick six was just a badly thrown ball.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
it was just bad. And when you see the throw and he's off balance, it looks like he throws off his back foot, like he just kind of lofted it up there. You know, the things that you can get away with in a college game are not going to fly in the NFL. You know, the secondaries of NFL rosters are not filled with student athletes. They're filled with guys who can flat out get it done, or they wouldn't be out there. And so
That's the one thing I noticed about Dwayne when he threw the ball. It looked like his form was just completely off. I mean, throwing off his back foot. I mean, the one time that he did connect with, I can't even remember the receiver's name that ended up fumbling it. That ball was on a rope though,
Right.
And he, nice for him.
he's got a big league arm. There's no doubt about it. He's got a big league arm, and it remains to be seen if he can keep him or prevent himself from making mistakes. It's same along the lines of Jameis Winston. You know, big league arm, got a lot of talent, but just seems to want to force the ball and get it into bad situations. Case Keenum's going to start, obviously. I'm assuming if he doesn't get injured or anything like that, he's probably going to start out. So Haskins has time to learn the game and stuff like that.
Yeah,
hopefully,
we forgot about Colt. They got Colt number 1.
Oh, Colt McCoy?
Yeah, they got him number 1 on the depth chart.
Slated as number 1?
Yeah.
Didn't he recover from a broken leg too?
But that was a big to-do last week was they had him number 1, and, of course, they ended up setting him out and gave Case the start.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, Case Keenum's not a bad quarterback. I mean,
It was pretty lackluster effort, I thought, too.
yeah.
But
Well, that's the
that's
Redskins.
been his career, basically.
It's the Redskins.
I was
That's the
gonna say,
Redskins.
and I'm a fan, and I can say, yeah, that's what we're used to. So.
More of the same.
That's it.
I just want to say, though, that one player that did stand out to me is a guy that I've worked with at JMU.
Oh, Moreland.
His name is Jimmy Moreland.
Yeah.
And I personally worked with him, and I know that He is a pickup that you guys won't regret. But I'm very upset that he did drop to the 7th round because, I mean, he was a Buck Buchanan finalist, and also he led the league and led the entire NCAA in interceptions returned for touchdowns. And you saw what he was able to do in the game, and one of the things about him is that he's a very small guy. He's not that big, but what he excels in is man coverage. And you're not going to find many quarterbacks like that can excel in man coverage like him.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, I think he had, 2 forced fumbles, right? And
yeah, one was on the goal line.
I think both were on the goal line.
One was about to go, yeah.
Yeah, big plays. I was really impressed with him.
Yeah, and that was one thing is that he, like I said, he's a small guy, but he's not afraid to hit somebody. I'm telling you, he's only like 5'10", 5'11" for a cornerback, but he's a really good pickup for you guys. I'm just sad to see that he did drop to the 7th round for a national championship contender like JMU, and when Jimmy is that good of a player. But he's a standout player now for the Redskins. He won the Pepsi Player of the Game or whatever you call it.
The whole idea is, can he make the 53-man roster, and can he show you that he can play?
He was making heads turn in training camp to start with. I
so
saw.
Look at him now.
Yeah.
It's all about getting that contract and staying on the team. It's about your survival.
I know. It's just a black screen. Relax. It's not going to go
I was
off.
worried. I got a little worried. I got scared. I'm sorry.
So now that 1 week of preseason has gone, before Coach yells at me right now because he's pointing his finger at me.
I wanted to make one statement. So if you had to take a look at these 3 guys, who would you say? Let's not just say yards and interceptions and Haskins 2 picks and stuff, but if you had to rate these 3 guys on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, holy cow, he can't even run the offense. Because if you when you watch that preseason game, how bad was Jacksonville? They
lose 30-0 or 36-0?
They looked dreadful. So
without Blake Bortles.
Yeah, he's with the Rams now. He got picked up. He's with the Rams. But if you had to rate them, what would you say? Give it a rating. A 1 to 10.
Like, you going with potential, or are you going with
what you saw? How would you rate that?
Man, I gotta go with a 5 for Haskins, man.
5 or 6 maybe.
Yeah.
Because he shows potential though.
I'll go with a 7 for Murray.
Murray 7.
Yeah, and Jones. We got to call it like it was. It's just one drive.
Right.
His performance was obviously stellar.
8,
I'm
9?
gonna go 8 probably.
Yeah, 8.
I was gonna go an 8 with him because some of those throws that Daniel Jones made, his receivers made some great catches on those
that's
throws.
That's part of the game. Can your receiver get open? That's their job.
I know, but they're making catches that not a lot of receivers can catch, though, if they're trying to get open.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, you got to give him a catchable ball. Can he put the ball that allows them to make that catch? I mean, that's big.
See, that's where I'm going to give Haskins a little bit of a credit. Skins' offensive line's horrible, and
so is the Giants.
Not much in as far as receivers go that started that game either. So, he's pretty much on the run the entire time, and Gruden's offense doesn't. I don't know if it's going to mesh.
Doesn't wow you?
Doesn't wow anybody. Really.
Those little 5-yard dump passes just boring.
Hey, you watch. You can go all the way to Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't throw freaking down the field all the time. What do they call him? 2-yard Tommy, 5-yard Tommy, whatever, because he makes those short throws.
And then his boys make the rest of it.
Yeah, then it's all about run after catch. So. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to stray too far from that. I think Haskins certainly shows potential, especially as big as he is, and he showed more movement to me, and maybe because he had to. But outside the 2 picks, the one ball was a little bit behind and a little elevated and stuff like that, and the other ball was just a bad ball. But that doesn't completely diminish him and tear him down and things like that. So I'm looking at a 6 for him.
Hey, wasn't the same linebacker that got him twice?
Was it?
Was it Mac? Was it Mac Wilson?
Yep.
He got him twice,
He
right?
got the pick 6 as well,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, for the Browns. Yeah.
Murray, I'm thinking 7. It was very spotty, very limited. You're talking 44 yards. There's nothing fancy. I think Kingsbury went out there and said, hey, run the offense. You're going to get a shot.
And this is the thing for me is that why is Haskins in there longer than these other two quarterbacks. I don't give a crap if Daniel Jones led one touchdown drive. This is the NFL, and you have to be out there if you're going to be the starting quarterback the entire game.
Right.
And he hasn't played a down of football in regular season play, and he's only out there for one drive, and Pat Shurmur's like, you deserve a break. You deserve it. He's like, go get yourself a cold sub. And same thing for Kyler Murray. Hey, there's some hype juice over there. Go take that. You might need it for the next drive. No, nothing.
Kyler Murray is the face of the organization now, I mean, you can't throw him to the wolves this early, and you get him hurt. Oh my goodness, you're gonna be in a mess, a world of shit. Then
well, that was the Cardinals' name last year. You get hurt, tough shit. That's what their motto was.
And Haskins, if they are going with Colt McCoy and Case Keenum and those two guys are going to be in front of him, there's no reason why you don't leave him out there and let him keep working. Let him feel comfortable in his own skin. Get out there and make some plays. Do the things that and of course you're going to expect mistakes. This isn't freaking college football anymore. You're not Kansas anymore. Toto, we need to go. Tap your heels.
Yeah, I think Haskins and Jones both are probably in a little bit better position than Murray is, because they've got people that are going to be starting in front of them they can learn from. Murray may be thrown to the wolves, and
I mean the Cardinals are not good. They're not good, and they have a lot to prove. So I wish him best of luck, but I don't know what's going to happen on the horizon with him. He does have a special receiver.
Man. This isn't college football, where one man can basically be a team in college football.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They can. Not in the NFL unless you're Tom Brady. Okay.
Well, for Murray, this, if he doesn't get hurt and it doesn't work out for him here, he's got the MLB waiting on him too.
Yeah, he'd go play with the Oakland A's, yeah.
He can make a lot more money in the MLB than he will in the
a little bit longer,
NFL.
Longevity as well. So.
Yeah.
So some injuries, suspensions, and holdouts. Still the same holdouts. Melvin Gordon is still holding out for his big money for some reason. Ezekiel Elliott did not play last night in the game against the 49ers.
Nope.
Big fucking whoop. That's Ezekiel Elliott. I'm sure you're happy about that, Coach B.
He's working on getting that beard better, I guess.
Yeah, he's trying to trim his beard and hair. He looks like an Ewok to me. He looks like he's from freaking Star Wars fucking Ewok. Put a little freaking makeup on his face.
From freaking Monty Python. We are the knights that say nee. And then we also had some suspensions.
Right.
More from the Cowboys as well. You had Robert Quinn.
Hang on a second.
Go ahead.
Got a little joke for you. What do you call a drug ring in Dallas? The Huddle.
Wow, it's like you told me that before the show.
I vaguely remember that from somewhere.
All right, I just want to make sure you guys you can give me credit for it when you tell me.
Yeah.
Who's the ringleader in that huddle then? Is it Ezekiel Elliott?
I don't know. Zeke was seen at a weed store in Colorado last year, so I don't know.
That's where he's illegal, though, man. You don't have to worry about any repercussions up there.
Well, it might be legal, but you still can, as an NFL player, have drugs in your system.
Who was it? David Irving? Yeah, he was the one who had an Instagram story and said, I quit the NFL while I'm smoking a blunt in the video, saying I quit the NFL because I just love weed too much.
Yeah, that's great.
Ricky Williams, right?
Yeah. Well.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, you can look down the list. One of the ones that stands out to me is the injury to Andy Janovich of the Broncos. He goes down with a pec injury.
Is that the fullback?
Yeah. And so the kid that we know, George the rookie George Aston got a shot, and he's going to get a shot into the first week because their offense requires a fullback. And Janovich is on the shelf for a little bit. It remains to be seen because Janovich is playing on the end of a contract. He's up for free agency at the end of the year, and it remains to be seen if they'll keep the rookie Aston or they'll go with Janovich. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, I think our boy's in a pretty good position. I think at minimum he'll make the practice squad there.
Well, the thing about Aston is the fact that he not only can he block and he's a grinder, but he's also got great hands. He's got they put him in the best possible position to make a catch, and then after that just get the yards you can. And he's been efficient at that. He was efficient at that in college. He's going to be efficient at that in the NFL as well. I wish him all the luck in the world. I think he's going to do fine.
I can't wait to see his profile picture whenever you go look at the roster.
He's got his hair
He's
cut
literally
now.
going to look like little Arnold in the freaking picture.
Little neck. He had no neck.
Yeah, he has no neck, just all shoulder.
Another one is the Skins guys. Trent Williams, the offensive tackle, he's holding out. Part of it is the treatment he felt he got from the medical staff, and had to do with that that
head growth or something.
Yeah, that growth on his head and stuff. And they told him he could play through it, and then he went outside the organization and had a specialist look at it, and they're like, no, you should have that taken care of right now. And
I'm on the fence. That might be his excuse to get out of Washington, but I'm on the fence about that. I've always said that, being a Redskins fan, as you know, how prone they are to getting hurt in the middle of the season. I always wondered, is their medical staff up to par? You know what I mean? I mean, maybe he's on to something. I don't know.
We talked about this the other day, and one of the things is, how could you not? You're paying these athletes millions of dollars. You're paying them a ton of money to play this game. How could you not give them the ultimate in care and make sure that they're able to perform? To say that the organization doesn't their medical staff isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, if that is in true fact, if that is a fact, and Trent Williams is being mistreated, then I would get the hell out too. I would want to get the hell out as well.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see if you asked RG3 or any of those ones that have come and gone that have
if they've been
mistreated. Yeah, I wonder what kind of treatment he would say that he received while he was there rehabbing.
Oh, I don't know.
Because he clearly was not good to go when he had his knee injury.
Not for Seattle, no.
And then you look at him now. He's got a broken thumb. He's on the shelf, which begs the question: is McSorley going to make the squad, 53-man roster? He didn't look too bad the other night.
Once again, he's a midget as well.
Yeah, he looks
he
looks really small against some of those giants.
It's small person now. It's not midget.
Oh, sorry,
little
person.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Well, so he did look like a midget, and you can take your PC shit and get the fuck out for all I
We've been
care.
going. This is
That's
our
not
10th
our
episode. Have you not listened to one? We're not PC here.
Yeah, PC, that ain't flying here.
So,
Sorry, Kev.
This is not a safe zone, my friend.
No,
This is not a
there are no safe rooms. I won't hold my hands.
Where are the crowns at?
I won't call you comrade, and I don't care if you get triggered.
My hands are waving.
Yes, I can't hear that. I expect you to clap them damn hands. And yeah, point of order, please. Point of
preference.
Point of reference. You guys are being too talkative, and I'm about to get triggered, and I can't concentrate. Eat shit. Put some headphones on and chill out.
I got some comical relief from that dinner last night, so
yeah,
pretty funny.
So, in terms of suspensions, holdouts, and injuries, I mean, Coach wanted to talk about in general, but the real big thing that came out this week was Hard Knocks.
Yeah, Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks is now starting up.
I couldn't wait for it to come out. I was kind of excited. Not so much that because I've watched them all, I've watched the episodes, but I was really curious as to how Gruden actually is as a coach in camp and how all of the things worked out. So I was kind of excited about that, and then Hard Knocks comes out, and I watched it. I stayed up late and I watched it, and I'll tell you this: just my first impression is I should have went to sleep. I could have watched it whenever.
Yeah, I don't know if it was worth staying up for, but
yeah, I don't know if I
honestly, compared to like what Cleveland did last year, it's not even freaking close. The Cleveland Hard Knocks was fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good, but but they had some great turmoil there, too. And while they got the AB Antonio Brown and his entry to the Raiders and stuff like that, I don't know if they were trying to make drama or they were trying to build it up and stuff, because it remains to be seen when he's going to be on the field and stuff. Now he's got this whole foot issue with that cryogenic freaking mishap.
It's cryotherapy.
Right. He did. I mean, his feet were freaking frostbitten.
Not even a doctor.
And I saw the picture. If you saw the picture, his feet looked like shit.
The skin's peeling right off on both of his feet.
Yeah, and then he's got this thing about the helmet where he's wearing a particular helmet, and the helmet has been
discontinued 9 years ago or something.
It's been banned by the NFL.
Yeah, it's unsafe.
It is declared unsafe. You're seeing now players like Drew Brees and Tom Brady who have been wearing their helmet ever since they started their career until last year and this year where they switched to speed flexes. They're switching to what is considered by NFL and equipment safety standards safe.
A good helmet. By all accounts, it's a great helmet.
And what those helmets are, they're quarterbacks, but still now they are declared banned and not safe anymore. Yeah. And especially for Antonio Brown, you're a receiver, you're going to get hit in the head a lot more often than Tom Brady and Drew Brees will.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what the big problem is with getting a new helmet. I don't care that you've used it.
Well, the big problem is he's not even going to. He doesn't want to play anymore unless he doesn't get his helmet.
Well, then.
And as a Steelers fan, I'm sitting there like, told ya. That's what you're getting into. That's what you're getting. You're getting the huge freaking rolling baggage that you're getting with Antonio.
Yeah. But the helmet issue, like Gruden said, is not his fault. That's a personal issue. That is not a team thing or whatever like that. Let's get healthy with the feet. We'll solve the helmet issue later.
Yeah. But I mean, the helmet issue, prolongs itself. Then I'm all about, hey, just let them wear it. Sign a waiver. You get a brain injury between now and then. You're not going to get any kind of relief from the NFL. From the team or whatever.
He's a professional athlete. He's got the money. So, if he wants to wear that helmet and he suffers a freaking it's just nonsense when you can eliminate it. You can eliminate it by putting him in a Visus or the Shutt F7, or you could put him in the Rydell Speed Flex. You could put him in any of those great helmets and save yourself the heartache. But no, I want to freaking be a little girl about this, and I want to freaking I want to do things my way because that's just how it is. And unfortunately, NFL teams, he can freaking hold them hostage because he is good. He will make a difference for them. He will make a difference. So,
yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay, well, Hard Knocks, back to that. I love John Gruden and his speeches. He's like, look, I'm not really into the dream making business. I'm into making fucking nightmares. Okay, and I love that.
Yeah.
That just speaks volumes about John. And yeah, that's a great opener. But then once you start getting into the show, the characters and the personalities of the players, I was like, come on, man. Especially the Abram kid, the first round pick, the safety.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna start a trend name that's Salmon.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call it Salmon. It's like, dude, were you born in a fucking barn? It's been called Salmon ever since its inception.
I think the salmon themselves call themselves salmon.
Yeah. It has been documented, I bet, by oceanographers or just animal lovers that they know it's fucking salmon.
Yeah.
And
that's
you're
what
going to
the bears
start
call
the
it.
The bears. Hey, let's go down to the river and get some salmon, guys.
Even the Bears do that. But.
And yeah, I just don't like his attitude with that. To wear number 24 too, it's like, come on, man. You're going to disrespect Charles Woodson by wearing that number 2 and have that type of attitude?
Yeah,
like,
I was going to ask you guys, man, what do you especially you being a coach, what do you think about it? I don't know if you saw his attitude towards Gruden at first. They got into a little bit of a pissing contest there.
About being physical and practicing 7-on-7. There are no hits, and he was hitting people and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I was hoping Gruden would say, well, son, then you'll be sitting out. You do that again, and I'm going to sit you down because that's not what we're doing right now.
Well, he made an example of Ollie, cut him, and I was like, hey.
That was one of my favorite parts of the show because the Ronald Ollie situation I thought was really good because here's a guy who went undrafted. You have an incredible opportunity to play in the NFL, and you come there, and by all accounts, he could have had, a minor Achilles injury. He could have had that. I mean, that's not uncommon. There is a grind to the game and you get sore, but then to skip out on your treatment, I was like, this is not going to end well. And the great line is that freaking Gruden is walking down the sideline and he's like, the hell's up with Ollie? He can't go. He's out. He goes, you know what? We need to get rid of some of this fucking dead weight around here. If they're not going to be on the field, let's just get rid of them. And the next scene, you see they're packing his shit up and getting him out of there. And I thought, that's exactly what I wanted to see.
Got his 3 minutes of fame on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I just couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that you were going to be put into a situation where you're talented enough for the Oakland Raiders or any NFL team to bring you into camp and give you an opportunity to compete, and you couldn't focus and you couldn't dial yourself into that situation.
Well,
and it got you cut.
Well, that's the issue that he had at Last Chance U. If you've ever seen that. at East Mississippi Community College, that was the issue that he had with the defensive line coach. It's like, look, you don't work your hardest and you think that you're the best on the team.
Right.
When in reality, you're not.
Right.
And your biggest concern is trying to get the hell out of here and trying to get a Division I offer.
Right.
And he didn't even get that. And now he got the opportunity to be an undrafted rookie with the Raiders.
It's not just an opportunity. It was an incredible, life-changing opportunity. I mean, it could have changed his life. I mean, you make the 53-man roster and you play well enough to get paid, and a lot of your worries will vacate. But you can't dial yourself in better than what you were. I was like, oh my God.
That straight up pisses me off. And you see somebody
that talented,
give that effort,
and then just piss away that freaking great shot.
We see it at all levels.
Yeah, you do. You see it at a lot of levels, and unfortunately, Ronald Ollie is out at Oakland Raiders. So
maybe he'll listen into the podcast.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
No, he won't be able to find it.
I'm sure he wouldn't like what we're talking about him.
Yeah. Well, he's probably heard it a million times from everybody that he's ever been involved with, from coaches and stuff like that. Because let's face it, if you went to a community college, there's a reason why you went to community college.
The hell are you trying to say?
Well,
I went to a community college.
But you intended to do that. That's what you wanted to do. You could have gone somewhere else.
Okay, trying to turn the words around.
You could have done.
You
could have done all of that. Here he was, a freaking Division I caliber athlete who should have gone on scholarship somewhere, but probably in high school he didn't do what he was supposed to do, and academically didn't get the scores he was supposed to get, and then limped through this community college, and then got this incredible opportunity.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. I mean, you get all these second chances or even third chances, and you go and you still find a way to piss it away.
Yeah. So I don't feel bad for him.
No.
But for the listeners, I want them to know that I had Coach on the ropes there for a second.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No one.
But you
cares.
came out of community college educated, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I got that education and that degree,
and a hell of a lot of freaking.
I speak good English.
And a hell of a lot of experience doing that too. You got a great experience over this, and because it was a stepping stone. The Ronald Ollie situation was not a stepping stone. That was freaking a fallback because you couldn't do what you were supposed to be doing. But so when I watch this, I think the Raiders have some serious talent. I think that I don't know what the over and under on their team is as far as wins go. But I think, 6.5 or 7 games? I think they're definitely better than 7 wins this year. If Carr can stay healthy and Antonio Brown hits the huddle, they're going to be dangerous.
It depends on division rivals, though.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
I don't see them beating the Chiefs. I don't.
The Chiefs are a nightmare for everyone right now. If you watched their preseason game last night, you watched
Froggy Mahomes.
Yeah, freaking Mahomes. He's freaking, that kid is just unbelievable, man. So, I hope the episodes get better. I assume they will.
I just hope I don't have to listen to Derek Carr as much, though, and him in his throwing and saying, "Oh yeah, oh that's a nice one."
Well,
they can show his wife though.
Yeah. Hey, when we were talking last night, we went out to eat, and we were sitting in the bar and we were drinking beer, and I was telling him that I think you're getting all these sound effects. These guys are mic'd up and everything like that. They're all mic'd up. And here's HBO, this great series, Hard Knocks comes in, and it's no wonder they're making all these extra sounds. And then they go home and watch the replays, and they giggle about themselves and stuff. That's all the fun. I think Gruden is the same way. Gruden's like, I am who I am, and you put that mic in front of me, I ain't changing any of that stuff. But some of the other guys, nah.
I wish I would have seen Mike Mayock a little bit more.
Yeah,
they only showed his face one time.
I wanted to see a little more
Mikey. I can't.
I wanted to see Trent Brown. I wanted to see the freaking.
Oh, I saw him. He was a giant.
Yeah, I know. Trent Brown was with the Patriots after the Super Bowl. He got his free agent ticket, big bucks in Oakland, and he's a freaking road grader. That dude's a road grader. So he instantly upgrades your offensive line. Instantly upgrades your line. So he'd be sitting on that blind side for Carr. And I'll tell you what, if you ain't getting pressured, and that kid can throw the ball. So
how long? I have to ask you, how long will it be before Richie Incognito steps on his carrot, man? Wait, is he going to make it through the full season?
I think so. He just sounded so different. He looked different. And, you got a veteran guy with all that experience. You're going to play with somebody who's I hope that it would be really good if they played him
Bullies
next.
people. I don't care if he bullies people.
That's your job, dude. You're an offensive lineman.
Grown-ass man, and he's crying about that he's getting bullied by another grown-ass man.
Yeah, but I hope he gets. It just appeared to me. I won't hope anything for him. He just reminds me of the quintessential offensive lineman. He's all tatted up. He's a freaking veteran dude. He's a man, and so I hope he does.
Looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man whenever he's in his pads.
Dude, he's a big dude. He's just
I can't
awesome.
wait to see a fight between him and Burfict, though, because those two will go at it. I have no doubt that they
That's
will.
two tools going at it, though.
That's why I can't wait, man.
The people are going to pay money to get tickets to watch
Yeah,
that.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah. I hope the episodes get better. I want to see Mike Mayock. I want to see them focus on some of these new guys other than AB and Coach Gruden and stuff like that. I want to see more of that. I think, what's his name? Abram gets kicked out of practice. They have a what do they call it, where they meet with another team and they practice, have an inter practice with another team.
Yeah.
And he gets physical in that too, and they freaking boot his ass from practice. So, it's just because you can't follow directions, you can't do what you're supposed to do, so they freaking sat him out. And I was like,
there's going to be a lot of people salivating and wanting to get a hit on him. Man.
yeah, you know
so,
what?
Yeah.
And that could
After
be.
watching this,
That could be. That could be. You open up a can of worms by talking the trash that you talk, and you could create a lot of problems for yourself. And the NFL isn't one of those leagues where everybody just gives you a pass. They're not going to give him a pass. They're going to freaking come after him. And we'll see if the young man can handle it. There's no doubt about it. He can freaking hit. He can bring it. He can play. So
who's the first on the who the Raiders have first week? I didn't even pay attention.
I didn't even look. I can't. You'd have to look it up. I don't know where we went with
Keep
that.
going. I'll look it up.
Yeah. All right. So Hard Knocks. I was excited. I was a little let down. I think the show's going to get better. Hopefully they'll dial things in. Hopefully there'll be some good garbage to dig up and get involved.
Cardinals, Packers, and Seahawks.
Oh, Cardinals.
You're going to get the Cardinals week 1.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bloodbath between two awful teams right there.
I don't know. I'm telling you, AB's healthy. He's a difference.
You know what the AB situation reminds me of?
What?
You know that scene from Friday Night Lights where what's the running back's name?
Booby Miles?
No, the running back, number 42. He tries to run onto the field and he goes, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh,
where are you going,
Waterbug.
son? You need your
Waterbug.
helmet. What do you mean, Coach? It's like, where's your helmet, son? That reminds me of Antonio Brown. And then he can't find it because
Chris Comer.
Yeah.
Comer. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, didn't he call him Waterbug, though?
Yeah, he called him Waterbug. But you know what? The thing that we talk about this is, that movie's just like not. It doesn't. It aligns somewhat with the book, but it's not really in line with the book and stuff. And the thing about it is, the next year they win a state championship, and Chris Cromer is the freaking stud that they didn't make him out to be. They made him look like he was a punk or something like that. Then he turns out to be this freaking stud, and he leads them to a state championship.
Well, you saw it towards the end of the game. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, in the season there, he was breaking
racking
some
up
runs and
yards.
stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so Hard Knocks is done. We'll have to see what happens next week. But up next, finally, once again, Hops of the Week. We are going to skip over the war movies this week, so sorry to the people who sent me their list for the movies, but I promise I will read them out next week. We will do the World War II movies next week. So we're going to go ahead and get into Hops of the Week real quick. Coach is going to go ahead and get his beers. I'm going to go ahead and start with you, though, Coach B, because you have a hatred for country music right now.
No, it's not so much a country. Yeah, I'm a country from way back, but got me
Alan
thinking.
Jackson and
Hank Jr. and all that. But I was watching the Hard Knocks and I saw I forget even the two guys that were on the horses that were riding, and heard that Billy Ray Cyrus song, and I'm like, man, that is the state of today's country. And just recently purchased a new truck, and the 6-month free satellite radio ran out, and I had to listen to regular country music station, and I had it on, and
it doesn't sound like country anymore.
Flabbergasted. I was like, this is
More
horrible.
like pop sometimes.
Horrible. That was like a Luke Bryan song talking about kicking boots or something. I was like,
knocking boots, yeah.
Oh, man. I was like, this is – I don't know where we went wrong. So I don't want to offend anybody that likes that kind of country music, but if you really want to hear some really – there's a couple new dudes on the scene. I say new dudes. They've been around for 5-6 years, but they're traditional country music guys, and we need to get back to that, man. I'm trying to make make country great again.
Big country.
So out there, if you look up some Tyler, look up some Tyler Childers, some Sturgill Simpson, and obviously Chris Stapleton. Man, they're going to be the savior of the country. So anyway, that's my little soapbox. I that bubblegum country just doesn't cut it for me anymore.
Yeah, with trying to blend music and stuff like that. That's been happening for a long time, but now it's kind of infiltrated country music. Country music used to be that one genre that was always the same. You know what I mean? That
it used to be country and western. Now you
Right.
just got, man, it's just crap, man. It's just I don't know what to say.
maybe it's just called cop, country and pop.
So you're up next, Coach. I'll go.
Mine,
last this
I
time.
wanted to see this. I saw this. I saw this the other day. I don't know if it's so much anything more than something I'm just freaking. I want to check out, and I wandered across it, and it starts in Finland, August 21st through the
Finland?
23rd. Yeah, it's in Finland this year. It is the Air Guitar World Championships,
Oh,
baby. Air Guitar World Champions. How cool would that shit be, man? 3 days of people pretending to play a fucking guitar. Are you kidding me?
I need to grow myself a little mustache and get my bring my guitar case with nothing in it, and just show up.
You got to bust
Break-
the mullet wig out. Though.
Yeah.
Get a bandana and a mullet wig.
Also have to pull out the what's the thing that goes over your shoulder? It's
The
what
guitar?
No, the thing that holds your guitar. I can't think
strap.
of it.
Yeah,
The strap, and just play nothing. Then just have it. I have the strap and everything, just nothing in my hands, and break out some Godsmack.
yeah. I mean,
You got to bust out the zebra tight pants. And
yeah, some freaking spandex you got
There you
from what was that freaking woman's store, Deb or whatever it was, where you could get the freaking tight.
I have
Tiger.
no idea what the fuck you're
I
talking
don't
about.
even. I don't know. I just remembered.
You're just rambling on.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
was rambling. Sorry.
Is it too late to get
Sorry,
tickets
folks.
to that thing?
It's, no, but here's
You
the
want to
thing.
go to Finland?
Yeah, you want to go to fly to Finland? Go ahead. But here's the thing, and this is what amazes me about it. You know how many contestants they have? Take a wild guess at the number of contestants.
I'm gonna say probably 2,000.
More than 2,000.
10,000.
Close. Between 5,000 and 7,000 contestants go to Finland to pretend that they played a fucking guitar,
And they
they're
actually
not.
choose a winner from
And
that.
they're not. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
this guy moved his fingers a little bit faster.
Yeah.
You're moving on to the next round.
Right. I really like the way he freaking shook his head and his hair was flopping and his wig didn't come off.
He never missed a note.
Right. He nailed it. He was grinding. So that was my big freaking hops of the week was that I
That
wanted
C
to.
chord, he hit it perfectly.
Yeah,
on the
I wanted to, I wasn't going to freaking do it, but this shit's going to be on YouTube. I didn't go back and look at last year's winners or anything like that, but I was looking at all the pictures in the contest itself, and they have a dark horse challenge where it's like the second day where you can get into the championship round. They call it the dark horse
Like a
challenge.
wild card or something.
Yeah, it's a wild card round. The playoffs, the air guitar playoffs, but they got it. The Air Guitar World Championships in Finland in 2 weeks, August 21st through the 23rd.
Is it televised?
No.
It's probably not in English.
It might be on ESPN, the Ocho. It could be.
Well, the
All
way
right.
ESPN's going right now, it may very well happen.
Cotton's there.
God, yeah.
You have another one, or you just have that one?
Well, I did, but it was passed in July. I thought I had it in time, but it's the Darwin Beer Can Regatta in Australia, where these guys, 1,000 contestants, and they have to make fucking boats out of beer cans. And they have to show that they can float and they can paddle them and they can do all this stuff to them. And they basically have a regatta with all these boats made out of beer can. Now, I'd like to go just so that I can freaking drink the beer so that they could put them into the boat.
Yeah. No, I'm down with that. Yeah.
But they also have a huge list. There were 1,000 entries it's in July. In this year's entries were 1,000 contestants for the best beer can boat.
Damn, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know the Red Bull flu tag thing, right? Where they go and you have to make your own like airplane, and you go off a ramp and see how far you can fly in this contraption that you're connected to. And in the Outer Banks, they have this thing called the brew tag, where you actually take a 6-stool keg and you put a wing apparatus on it, and pretty much the same thing.
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I thought that would be I thought those would be fun things to do. I want to check out this Air Guitar World Championships. I was jacked.
I want to see if someone like dresses up as Angus Young. And
tries
to bust out.
His little devil costume and shit with his little schoolboy outfit on. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, dude, I may practice my stuff up next year. I may be there.
Save some money. Finland can't be cheap, buddy. Flying to Finland can't be cheap.
Okay, so my hops of the week. Kelly Bryant is back in the news. Dabo Sweeney, Clemson, basically was questioned this week and saying, did you give Kelly Bryant a national championship ring? And he said, no. He left the team under his own power, and so he did not get a ring, even though he played 4 games for them. And I don't think Kelly Bryant was questioned, but still – I think it's the right call by Dabo Sweeney to say, yeah, you're not getting a championship ring when you went off on your own power because you got outbeat and you did not do as well as we had hoped that you would have done this season.
You could have been a competitor. You could have battled there, and
that doesn't happen anymore. That doesn't happen anymore.
No, they freaking enter the freaking transfer portal, and
Tate Martell kid from Ohio State said I'm going to compete for my job. Justin Fields comes from Georgia to Ohio State. Bam, whoop, he's in Miami.
Right, he leaves. Yeah, that's going to happen. What's the dude from Penn State, Tommy Stevens? He got into the transfer portal after McSorley left. These 2 young sophomores are going to battle it out, and here he is. Tommy Stevens should have been the starting quarterback. Boom, into the transfer portal.
It's the same thing with Justin Fields. Like, Jake Fromm is the starting quarterback for Georgia.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you were the number 1 recruit in the country and you went to Georgia, why in the hell would you go to Georgia if Jake Fromm has led their team to 2 straight SEC championship games?
Yeah.
And you think that you're just going to walk in and get the starting job. No. And same thing with Kelly Bryant. Like, look, Trevor Lawrence, number 1 rated quarterback in the country, chooses Clemson over everybody else. What happens? Sunshine comes in, and he does a great job and leads them to a throbbing of Alabama. Not just a win, a throbbing complete decimation.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they hammered Alabama. They were clearly, and then we talked about them with the women's national soccer team and that bullshit debacle as being the best team when they should have played Clemson. Clemson would have kicked their ass even playing soccer. So.
Hey, but yeah, Kelly Bryant did not get a championship ring, and I mean,
I wouldn't give him one either.
No, he entered the transfer portal on December 5th. And that's during their season still.
Yeah.
They're still about to do the ACC championship game.
Yep.
And then a month later they would go to the college football playoff, and then they would play the next. So he was gone before the season had ended. So why should he get a ring?
Yeah.
And then also, what was it? I was trying to remember. He fell under pressure when it came to big games. Like, they played against Alabama the previous year.
Right.
And that was a throbbing of Alabama over freaking Clemson,
right?
Where Kelly Bryant was the quarterback, and he did not play very well at all.
Yeah, it happens. But to me, it just shows the character of that kid when he didn't want to, So they bring in the Trevor Lawrence kid, and he's good. By all accounts, he's good. But where's that battle in you? Where's that fight? And if you don't have it, and you're going to take your ball and go home?
Because he could have played the game after, because apparently Trevor Lawrence got injured against Syracuse. Kelly could have come back in.
Yeah, he could have come in
and
right
won his job back.
Yeah,
but
he could have got it back, but he didn't. He was gone.
Yeah, that's a good analogy about taking your ball and going home.
Yeah.
It's the mindset of some kids, man. As a coach, you don't want that.
And that's the thing today and he is a kid. It's a young kid, and he made a rash decision. It cost him, and maybe he'll get another shot somewhere else. I don't know. He's still young. He's, I don't know. And where did he end up going? Do you know where he went?
The powerhouse of Missouri.
Okay. All right.
Well, life's full of those lessons, so maybe
that'll be good for him. Yeah, maybe that'll be good.
Transferred out into the gateway to the Midwest, and there's nothing in fucking Missouri as well. There's nothing out there.
They got a bunch of fields.
Arkansas is a neighbor.
Arkansas it is not. I think it's a little further to the southwest than it is next to Missouri. But all right, 6 beers, Coach.
All right, here we go. So let's do 3 IPAs.
By the way, Coach B is a fan of Wood Booger, and we almost threw him off the podcast.
He almost didn't make the show right away.
I actually gave up drinking until I came here, so
That's sorry to hear.
24 hours.
Bad habit.
All right, so we picked up this one. It's called the Sierra Nevada. It's called a Tropical Torpedo IPA.
Do you have the orange slices or?
Do you want to do orange slices? You want to do them now?
I
You
mean,
want to do them?
if they're gonna be with
I'll see
the
if-
IPAs.
Just,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Orange. I mean,
The orange was huge last week for us. It was
Last
really
week,
good.
it
does it get the
very
true
good.
taste of the beer, though? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well, we'll take a look here. So this one's 6.7% alcohol by volume.
How many IBUs on that?
It doesn't list it on here. I was looking for that earlier, and it doesn't list it on here. So we're going to find out if it's a hoppy beer or not.
I'm not a hop fan, so I will
Double
let
IPA
You just did
guy.
hops of the week. You're gonna be a fan. So.
Yeah. There we go. Pour yourself a little taste there. Let's take a look at this. That has wonderful smell to it. It's great color. Looks like
No, I
nice.
got
That's pretty good. That's pretty good beer right there. I like that.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's
Yeah. Pass that over here.
that's a little below my my maximum hop level, so I'm
Yeah,
good
it's
with
made
that.
in North Carolina and made by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company
Yeah,
in
it's very
Chico,
hoppy.
California, and Mills River, North Carolina. And it's a little hoppy, but it's not bad.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
that's a good beach beer. Right
Yeah, it's a
there.
good summer beer right there. I'll tell you what.
I'm down with that. That's pretty good. And I understand you got this stuff from
Better Beer Company or
Better
Better
Beer
Beer
Store.
Store. Yeah.
Yeah.
We really like that store.
Kev's. Kevin, that's the owner's name.
Yeah.
He's up on all his beer stuff.
Yeah, that the guy who owns it. Yeah, there isn't too much he doesn't know about beer in there, and he knows.
He probably could tell you George Washington's first ever sip of beer.
So here we go. We got this is Founders Brewery, Founders Centennial IPA, 7.2% alcohol by volume. This one's made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Once again, Founders Brewing Company has a great label, but this is their Centennial IPA. So let's take a taste of this one. I love that sound. That might be the greatest sound in life. Is the open? Look at that freaking.
You need
phone.
to
That looks
open
like
it right
a-
on the microphone.
That looks like it as a commercial.
He's done that before.
Little darker than the tropical torpedo. You want a fresh glass? You can
Yeah,
get a
why
fresh
not,
glass.
man?
You can
I'm
go
a
fresh glass.
beer snob, man.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll get you a couple extra glasses over there. I am not a beer
So,
snob.
is there
It's much darker.
Is there 65 IBUs?
Oh,
it
so
says
65's not real high.
that. That's probably gonna be at my max.
Yeah, you get up into the 90s, and we had a couple. We had one. Was
Ooh.
it 90?
That's hidden very well. That's a little malty on the front end.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
very good.
That is good.
I
It's a
actually
little
like
darker.
that better than the Tropicana, actually. Or
Tropical
the
torpedo. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I like malty beers, and
But
that,
yeah.
right up front, man, that's good.
Yeah, and there's no, we always talked about the finish of a beer and whether it lags behind in that taste.
This is hidden hidden very well. That's nice. Yeah.
Very good.
So it says
Very good.
Glory of the Fruity Reeds Floral Bouquet. I don't taste floral bouquet in it, but I don't know.
I don't want anything with flowers in my shit. That's for sure. This is O'Connor Brewing Company. This is right in Norfolk, Virginia, right here in Virginia.
Yeah.
This is called the Norfolk Canyon Pale Ale, made by O'Connor Brewing. Let's see what we got.
It's a kick-ass label there, man.
Yeah, 60 miles named after the offshore fishing grounds located 60 miles off the coast of Virginia. Norfolk Canyon Pale Ale is a medium-bodied American pale ale with a biscuity malt palate
Oh yes,
and a pleasant hoppy finish. This is 5.5% alcohol by volume and very low IBUs.
Oh yeah,
This one has
sounds like Christmas.
this one's about 4.
Relax, this isn't a porno. Oh, you're spilling it, man.
We got the music. That's okay.
No, but you're spilling the
We're in a
head.
bar. We can do that.
Oh yeah, the porno
Let me
music
see if I
you
can
had
get
on last week
the
was
bartender
terrible.
over
Look,
there.
it's
to
the
get us a
same
towel.
damn music as this
Can
time.
you pass us a towel? Can you pass us a towel?
Bartender.
please? Bartender, we need a towel, please. Yes, a towel. They're on the end of the bar. You throw like a girl. This one only has 40 IBUs, so it shouldn't be too hoppy.
Nah, man. Not with this
Not-
one.
I don't know, man. I'm going. That Founders was on spot on. Man.
I think the Founders one was the best one. Yeah, this one is.
Yeah.
It hits really strong after you give it a sec.
Yeah.
And it's very bitter.
I mean, that they hide the bitterness on the other beer.
I know,
you
exactly. Yeah.
Still not hateful, though, man. There's not too many beers I
No.
haven't met that I don't like. But
This is another summer. Sit on the beach. Out. Just got done mowing the lawn. You got some freaking weed eating and trimming.
Where's
and
the
you sit
lawn
down.
next to the beach?
Well, I'm just saying, it's a summer beer. You
What kind of
just
fucking
finished
house
mowing
are
the lawn.
you living at, man?
My beach house. And then I got
What
a little
fucking
lawn.
lawn is next to the beach?
Well, I
the
would
beach
want-
is
I
your
would
lawn.
want- I would want
You gonna
grass.
mow the sand?
I would want grass. You never seen freaking grass at the beach?
But the more you drink it, the better it gets, though, man.
It just personal preference for me.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be a beer that I would want to drink more than one. Honestly,
You want a fresh cup, CJ?
I'll take one.
We might have to arm wrestle the rest of that.
Take it.
Founders.
Take the Founders. I'm gonna drink.
You
this
can have it,
tropical.
yeah,
I'm gonna drink
that's
this
fine.
tropical torpedo myself. I'll throw that in my other glass. But
I was going to say I'd probably lose the arm wrestling match anyways.
so we're gonna start out. Let's turn these around. Let's get them focused. Let's get them dialed in. So we're gonna
there
put Founders in the middle,
Yep.
and we'll post on Twitter where we're at with our beers.
So that was first, second, third here.
Yep. So we're right there in the middle. So
right.
those were our IPAs, and let's get on to the next section. So we really like Three Notch Brewing.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, good company.
Three Notch Brewing's right there in Charlottesville, Virginia. This is Jack's Java. This is something that was really interesting. This is an espresso stout, and so as soon as we saw it, this is a great dark beer, great look to it, great presentation, I would say. And I'm looking at this thing, and it's really low IBUs. It's a 30. It's pretty low.
Oh, yeah.
It's 5.5% alcohol by volume. We've tested some ones that are 9, 10 percent alcohol by volume, and they hit like a ton of bricks. And look how dark and robust this looks, man.
Looks like the devil's blood coming
Yeah,
out.
It looks like 100,000-mile oil.
we tested one. We keep bringing this up. We tested a company from the Norfolk area, and it was we really like or is it Richmond?
Smells like coffee.
But it's Port City, and
Yeah.
Port City Porter was absolutely fabulous beer. And we really smell that espresso, that coffee notes right away.
I could have this with some pancakes in the morning, man.
Hey, what? It's beer 30 somewhere.
Yeah.
Definitely cocoa, very robust.
Oh, definitely got the
Coffee
job on it.
flavor. Yes, definitely.
This is like a kind of like a dessert beer.
Yeah, I would say that, you know what? This might blend well with an ale, you know?
Half and half,
Make
yeah.
a half and half, like a black and tan. This might be something really nice. I'm gonna try
Thank
that.
Yingling Black and Tan. Oh,
Yingling Black and Tan is a freaking
So
tremendous.
good.
Coach has just made him an impromptu black and tan.
Yeah, I
right
love
here.
that. I love them. We go down here to Nana's Irish Pub, and they make you a freaking Guinness with Guinness and Harp Ale, and it's a perfect blend. I can hammer them beers left and right.
That thing is picture perfect colors, aren't
but
it?
you can only have two of them, or otherwise you're gonna walk out and your face is gonna hit the concrete.
I can have more than two. I don't need to speak while I'm drinking.
This beer is good. The sheriff is near.
No, time for it. All right, let's move on. All right, I like this one just simply because it comes. It's a saison, and saisons are usually lighter. And we did one from was it Duvel, the Duvel company. Saison was saisons are really nice beers. And so, but this one has a little punch to it. This one's 6% alcohol by volume. And let's take a taste on saison. Very light, very golden-y color.
That it is.
Yes, it is. Very different taste to it.
The smell of it almost smells like a Kolsch right now. So
Yeah, and I like some
Yeah.
Kolsch.
Mine
We
just
went
has
down-
a bunch of head in
we,
it.
We went down in there. We always said there's nothing wrong with a lot of head.
yeah,
We went down to Backyard Brewing, the Backyard Brewery down here, off of Reliance Road near Middletown in Warren County. And did we check that out once? Did we do that? Yeah, we did.
You brought your own dang wood booger.
Did he put? Yeah, I think we did the South Street
All
Satan's
right,
Pony.
we'll
we
save
did do
that for after.
That was good. That's a
after
good beer.
show then.
That's a good beer. But you brought Wood Booger,
man,
and
that's
that
really
might be
light.
one of our lowest rated beers we've ever had. Have you had that?
Yeah, I have, man, and it's
Are you gonna make us taste that again?
No, I'm not going to taste it again. I don't like
Please don't.
boogers, and I
I'll
don't like
drink.
eating wood or drinking wood.
the wood booger is a Appalachian term for Sasquatch, in case you didn't know. So anyway,
There's a company down in, there's a brewery down in Manassas who makes a squatch. They call it squatch, and it has a Sasquatch on it.
oh,
But
that's
it's-
Chaos Mountain.
yeah, man, is that
Yeah.
a great beer?
Oh, man,
I
that
can
is-
drink. I can drink a bunch of them.
Love me a Scotch ale, man. That's probably one of the best Scotch ales around.
What do you think about this?
That's
is
really good.
This is
the
pretty
Saison?
good, man.
It's kind of
Yeah,
light.
it
There's
usually
nothing to it.
I'm not much of a Saison fan, but
We had one earlier this year, and it was really good. I'd have to go back through our beer list of things that we had, but it was like one of our first shows, and it was a great tasting light beer, and it didn't have the punch. This is 6 point.
I was gonna say, man, but this is pretty stout for a Saison, man.
Yeah, it is.
But
All right, so
yeah, I could probably drink a couple of those.
all right, so we went through. I like this just because of the label on it. This is Great Lakes Brewing Company. This is called the Elliott Ness Amber Lager.
Yeah.
And then this is brewed and bottled in Cleveland from Great Lakes Brewing. The reason why we picked it, just the presentation. We love that movie with Kevin Costner, where he plays Elliott Ness, and it's a great label. And we're always into amber lagers. We like a lot of amber lagers and stuff
especially
like
this
that.
time of year, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wanted to talk to the listeners that there was we had to go out of town. The wife and I had to go out of town. That we were attending a funeral, and I went back to the old hometown. And when I went back, I got a fresh cup here.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
We had I stopped into the old beer shed, and I picked up Yingling's Premium beer. Yingling Premium might be one of the finest beers, oldest beers made in the country.
Sell me on it because I'm
yeah.
not a Yingling fan.
Well,
but,
this is Yingling Premium. It is not the Yingling Lager that you normally come across. So what do we get?
That's very interesting.
What are we getting here?
man.
It takes you different places. This one.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It goes up and down. Honestly,
does.
for me.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't finish harsh, which is great with me.
no, but it
Is it like maybe we got a bad bottle? You know how when you talk about these.
man. Stay with me on this. It smells or it tastes like the smell of a cat box. I don't know if that's the best way I can describe it. It doesn't.
I don't feel that, but
I don't know, man. Not a big fan of it.
not strong.
No, but I've
There
had
he is.
stuff from Great Lakes.
Tommy, what do you got to say?
Tommy, you gonna
Tommy.
step up to the table?
Tommy,
Grab the
you got to
mic.
get on the mic if you're going to be on here, buddy.
Is this some of you,
Tom?
bro?
Yeah.
No, but I've had stuff from Great Lakes, but this
Caesar.
not one of my favorites, man.
Yeah, well, I liked it because of the presentation and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Sometimes, the when you talk about these designer beers and these microbrews and stuff like that, it's all about presentation. And so we grabbed it just simply because, it had a great look to it.
Maybe my description's not on, but
Right.
it is. I don't know, man. It's kind of elusive. I can't put my finger on it.
You know what? And we try not to bash the beers, except for Wood Booger. We were gonna bash the shit out of them. But I try not to bash them and stuff like that. And so far, with the exception of one or two that were very sharp, and they just didn't finish well. For me, that's where it's at. The beer has to finish well. So you don't have any aftertaste and things like that. And this has a slight aftertaste, and it's not like I would sit down in a bar and order these and keep having them.
Right.
We went to a brewery yesterday for a friend's birthday, and they unveiled a new brew that they had called Canoe Love and Canoe Trails, and they were just fantastic beers. They were amber lagers, and they were great beers. And I had a couple of them. We couldn't stay, but it was really good. I should have been able, if they can them. They're not to canning yet. They just don't have the size to can yet. But when they do, I'll be checking that out.
Are you at liberty to say which brewery?
Yeah, it was Winchester Brew Pub.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. They
Haven't had that one yet.
Yeah, they just done. I think it's a relatively new beer in the last month. Very, very good. But that's our 6 beers.
Yeah.
I still say the Founders sits up front.
Oh, yeah.
When you put these together, so let's pass the rest of those bottles so we can get a picture
All
of
right.
these
All right,
because we're
so-
going to post them on our site.
So would you guys say? I think you got the first 3
I think
spot on, man.
Yeah, I think we're going to go with those first 3. Let's put the
Although
Great
the
Lakes out
Saison,
here.
though, man, this
Saison's not bad.
might. I don't know, man. This might bump the pale ale there. I'm not sure.
Let's put this one down here a little bit, and then we'll leave those 2 in the middle, and then we'll go with it says Jack's Java, the Espresso Stout. We'll push that one on the end. Not that it doesn't sit there, but it sits there. How are our labels looking, CJ? They look good there?
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. All right.
What's on
There
that
we go.
Centennial? Was that a hawk or something, or is it?
No, they're people holding up Founders. Did you get it?
It's got some
They're-
kind of wings on it.
Yeah, they're like angels holding it up. They got some sort of
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah,
that.
you see 'em?
Yeah.
like a Renaissance kind of
Right.
thing. But very good beer. You want to finish the rest of this Founders?
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
take that.
finish that one. We drank the Tropical. The Norfolk is down to a little bit left. And the Great Lakes, I might finish the Great Lakes. I think I'm going to finish the rest of this Saison, though. Saison looks,
Actually, I'm going
was
to
not
switch
bad.
glasses on that one. So
yeah. So there you go. There are 6 beers. We really like the freaking Centennial. That was definitely a good, strong winner to this week.
yes, indeed. That
So
was
there
good.
we go, CJ. That's 6 beers, buddy. I think we hit another home run right there.
So,
Coach, let me see that towel.
Yep. Oh,
Thank you.
so Coach B, thank you for joining us this week.
yeah, man, it was good to have you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks for the offer, and yeah.
You got to come back and do the show again.
Heck yeah, man.
We weren't probably the most exciting show today, but we had some good laughs. We always try to give laughs. The bar was a little busy today, but that's okay.
Yep,
That's
yep.
what we're all about. That's why we
If
call
anything, I
ourselves
just
Pub
hope
Talk.
you had a good time. If
Yeah.
anything else,
Yeah.
that's all I care about.
Bullshit.
As long as you had a
Yeah.
good time.
You did
We
good.
do.
Wow, man.
We
Okay.
We do. We want you to have a good
See
time.
how it is?
We want people to come back, and so far every guest has said, "I want to come back."
Heck
They
yeah,
wanna-
man. I'll be back. This was a
I was
good
held
time.
at
Yeah.
gunpoint, man. So just believe it. Come on now.
Hey, let's throw some bourbon tasting in next time.
We talked about that. We talked about doing some bourbons and some little.
Tell you guests to bring
I'm
a
a
bottle of
liquor
bourbon.
man, so I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can get to the state store and we can get some minis and taste them up. We were talking about, and we're gonna add it to the show probably during the NFL. Is we're gonna take a page so the listeners, you listen up to this. Don't forget to hit our Gmail at thepubqm@gmail.com. Don't forget to send in your favorite beers, and maybe we can get them if we can find it in one of our stores. We'll grab it and we'll taste test it, and we'll do that. If you want to talk NFL action, you want to talk holdouts, injuries, or anything regarding the NFL or college football coming up, please do that with us. Our lines are always open, and we want to get it. Check us out on Twitter, on Facebook at the Pub Talk, and yeah, we wanted to open a segment we want to call the Bartender's Notebook, and we're gonna grab ourselves a bartender book, and we're gonna open it up a page, find something interesting, grab some bourbon, some vodkas, whatever,
Make a drink or two, huh?
and we're gonna make a drink or two, and we're gonna mix some ice. We'll get the ice maker kicking, and we'll talk bourbons, and we might go neat. We might go neat where we can sip and taste along.
Shoot.
So we're gonna enjoy.
You get that segment in, invite me back.
Yeah, we have the Big Rig's coming on here. He's a good friend of mine. The Big Rig is a huge NFL guy, loves college football, loves the NFL, and he's going to come on. We want to work on probably some IPAs and stuff like that with him. He's a big IPA drinker, and I have another friend who's a big computer guy. His name's Chris Carty, and he wants to come on the show too. And I think it might be nice to have him included in the show and talk football and drink. He's a big double IPA guy.
Ooh.
So
I heard you guys did the double D last week.
yeah, which was not bad, not a bad beer. And I'm not an IPA guy. I mean, I'm just not. But it was good.
That has got to be by far the coolest label, though.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was
Yep.
good.
Yeah,
So there you go.
Yeah, I want to say, your fan base has gone outside the state. Now I know you got some listeners in South Carolina, and
Yeah.
so
Hey, Joe on? Did
yeah,
Joe check us out?
yeah, he does. Yeah,
Tell him to check out the last 3 episodes. We had a lot of fun the last 3 episodes. So
Yeah.
I think our show is growing, and it's thanks to Daniel. Our one guest is Biff, Daniel Filial. He's done a great job promoting our show, and he's got guys that he's worked with that are now listening to our show, and we're growing little bit by little bit, and we're having a lot of fun. I also got Coach Barb on the line for the next 2 weeks as well. We'll bring him in and sit down, and we'll have a lot of fun. Maybe we'll bring you back, and we'll kick Patrick out for one more week, and we'll have 2 special guests at the same time. We'll talk shit on everything.
Hit me up. I'm available.
Yeah.
I'm unemployed at the moment.
Yeah. So there you go. That was our 6 beers and what's coming up on the show. CJ, I'm going to send it back to you, brother.
All right. Well, from all of us here at Pub Talk, Coach CJ, Coach B, we hope you enjoy. But there are some sports to watch, some beers to drink. Grab a beer, drink responsibly, and enjoy life. Peace out, guys. Love you.